Back to Demon of the Week, and this week we are talking about the 25th spirit of the Goetia, Glasya-Labolas. Welcome to my channel. You are entering the world of magic and mysticism with your host, Lee W. Johnson. Join the Red Coven Magic School for more exclusive content. Okay, so correspondences for the spirit. Let's see. Date, November 23rd to December 2nd. Direction south. Tarot, 8 wands. Planet Mercury, metal Mercury. Element fire. Color orange. Plant rosemary. Incense storax. Zodiac is 0 to 10 degrees Sagittarius. Other correspondences are iron, gold, hemlock, calamus, mullein, and wormwood. And the N is Elan Tepar Secore Onka Glasya-Labolas. Alright, so getting straight into it, the Goetia. In the Goetia it says, showeth himself in the form of a dog Showeth himself in the form of a dog with wings like a griffin, and he teacheth all arts and sciences. I think Mercury's really got me this time. Okay, teacheth all arts and sciences in an instant, and is an author of Bloodshed and Manslaughter. He teacheth all things past and to come. If desired, he causeth the love both of friends and of foes. He can make a man to go invisible. Let's hope I get through this whole thing. Okay. What I do find interesting is that when you do research on Glasya, you might find that there are two camps or two groups of people, and the one tend to focus on the whole bloodshed and manslaughter thing, and the other one focuses more on the arts and sciences. If we have a look at Connolly, does state also an earl in some texts, although in the Goetia written by Crowley it does say Mighty President and Earl. So let's see. Keep what you are doing a secret, which comes into invisibility, hiding your actions, projects, etc. Can make you wise to what is really going on around you without tipping off your friends and enemies. Can work for execration or binding, but this doesn't seem to be a focus. That's Connolly. And as I said, seem to be some people will focus more on the author of Bloodshed and Manslaughter, and some people will focus more on the teaching the arts and sciences, the invisibility aspect, keeping things secret and such things. I want to come back to the whole thing though. I'm just going to go through the rest of them. So Johannem, he says, help the witch, further, over and above what I've already mentioned, help the witch develop a tolerance for specific substances. Not sure why we would want to do that unless we are thinking of taking too much of a drug or a psychotropic, or possibly, in the line of fire for being poisoned consistently. Author of Bloodshed and Manslaughter. It says in there, Asher Shadim calls him the master of homicide, terrorism, and mass shootings. Lovely. Can teach the witch to transform into a cold and calculating huntress, which is part of cunning. Also brings about peace and love between people. Here we have the opposite aspect again. Impart the power to dominate someone, improve agility and physical fitness, make you into a hunter or a warrior, that type of thing. And the Goetia ritual regarding the symbolism of the dog, says fidelity, watchfulness, and nobility. Role of keeper of boundaries between worlds, in Jungian terms between the conscious mind and its unconscious shadow, so it can act as a psychopomp assisting with descending into the magician's shadowy underworld. That I feel is a bit more akin to, was one that we spoke about, it was the previous one, Naberius, which was equated with Cerberus, so I'm not sure why both of them are getting that aspect here. But now what we find is Connolly stating can make you wise to what is really going on around you without tipping off your friends and enemies. So when it comes to the whole bloodshed and manslaughter aspect, we have this warring aspect, and this brings into mind the enemies that we may have, and also causeth the love of both friends and of foes. So again, we have the manslaughter, the fighting the enemies type of thing, but we have the opposite again, where we can actually bring friends and foes together. But this almost all comes into the whole aspect of cunning, of being the hunter and being the warrior, where we have the invisibility aspect, keeping things secret as well. So it's, if you try and imagine some kind of scenario where you have a group of people and they're all fighting amongst each other, or they're attacking you in some way or form, instead of reacting to that, you become cunning and you kind of figure out how to actually get around the situation that you can make it to your best benefit, bringing friends and foes together, making them love each other, but also hiding yourself and not tipping off those friends and enemies. So it is I do feel it's more the aspect of this cunningness that we can have, that we can develop, that we can create, in order to track everything that's happening in a given situation. And as I said, keeping your own actions secret or hidden from your friends and foes, in order so that you can get that best benefit out of it. If that makes any sense. I hope it does. It kind of does in my head. I'm just battling to get the words out today. So that's really it. Glasya-Labolas. But yeah, as I said, there are a lot of people that focus on the whole bloodshed and manslaughter thing, and they really going for the killer curse type of working when it comes to Glasya. I just personally don't feel that is a focus. I'm not sure why it even comes up, to be completely honest with you. And the funny thing is, the first thing mentioned in the Goetia, teacheth all arts and sciences. We had Naberius previously, just see where it says, maketh men cunning in all arts and sciences, but especially in the art of rhetoric. And it goes through this lists and lists and lists of things that Naberius can teach you. But there's the first thing mentioned, teacheth all arts and sciences for Glasya, and there's no mention of anything. All it focuses on is just how to make yourself cunning, as Asher Shadim says, master of homicide, terrorism, and mass shootings. So I just feel like there's this whole part of Glasya which is being completely and utterly ignored. But maybe that's just me. Anyway. Okay, so I think when it comes to Glasya, probably the best thing to do is actually sit down and have a chat with the spirit itself, and find out what Glasya can actually do for you, instead of actually relying on a lot of this stuff, because this one in particular just feels like it's just people have just missed the plot completely. Alright, let me not ramble anymore. Okay, so I will see you next time for another demon, and next week we are looking at the 26th demon, which is one of my absolute favourites, Boon. Okay, have a good one. Cheers for now. Bye bye.